guys, so tonight for dinner we're gonna have that Costco rotisserie chicken. We may have some Parmesan rosemary bread, debating. Gonna have some of those blistered shishitos in the skillet. And right now in the microwave I have leftover sweet potato mash that I made quite some time ago. And I'm going to attempt to make handmade gnocchi with the sweet potatoes. So instead of the russets, I'm going to use sweet potato. The only difference is that sweet potato mash already has butter in it, and I know butter is not an ingredient you put in gnocchi or pasta. But I'm going to try to recreate it now that I've made my own pasta. Now I know what the texture is supposed to feel like, or semi-feel like. I'm going to play with that. And if it doesn't work out, at least we have the bread as the carb. And that's dinner tonight. Hey guys. So let's give this a try. So it asks for the potatoes. So I heated them up a little bit. Gonna put them in there. The potatoes she says to do is, you know, baking the russets and putting them through a ricer. So I'm just gonna add it like this. Oh, there was a pea in there. And a green bean. Let's get those out. So I'm not gonna really fully measure this. I'm gonna go by feel. Ooh. And then she says to put eggs. So I'm gonna add 2 large eggs. Let's give that a try. She also asked for like an extra egg yolk, but I'm not gonna do that. Then flour. Let's start adding some flour. She says 2.5 cups for like 2.5 pounds of potatoes. I'm gonna go by feel. Add some flour here. Can you see the bowl? There you go. So no measurements. This is why I love cooking. Some salt. Because I didn't really put salt when I first made the potatoes. And we'll start mixing it until I get kind of like that pasta dough feeling, like Play-Doh. And where I can roll it out and cut them. I'm not going to add any kind of like, you know, spice blend or whatever. Just keeping it plain. Because then after you boil it, you're supposed to kind of like pan cook them in a little bit of oil. Get a nice little golden char on the outside. So I'm going to keep adding flour until I get the consistency that I want. So I added enough flour, which I don't even know how much that was, until it got on my shirt, until it's not, my hands weren't sticking anymore. Now I'm just going to knead it all in. Yeah, so I was able to take the patch off my eye. I only had to wear it for like 24 hours, so. Oh, that's still a little. Let's get this all out. It is a sticky dough, that's for sure. And you get a workout too. Yep, I think there's a pea in there. I had the sweet potato in the storage container with some vegetables that we picked out. So that's why there's a pea or a green bean stuck in there. possibly a carrot and a corn. Yep. Pea, carrot. Another carrot. Vegetables everywhere. It's still a little sticky. I think I'm gonna let it sit. More green beans. I mean, it's no yeast or anything, but gonna leave it like that for now. Read the rest of the instructions because I don't want it to be so freaking heavy because of all the flour I've been putting. But I've been putting a lot of flour in there, so let that sit. And let me read the instructions. Okay, so lightly floured surface. Can you see that? Okay. Lightly floured surface. It says to cut the dough into pieces because you got to roll it out. It's still a little sticky, but I guess it'll be okay in the floured surface. Still got carrots in there. Okay, let's try this. A little flour. Roll, roll, roll. I have water boiling over there. Some water boiling that I'm going to put salt when it comes to a rolling boil. Roll. I really hope this comes out. Complete experiment. But that's how we learn, right? Sometimes it's fun. You never know. And sometimes, if you think about it, cooking is pretty easy. All right, so that looks good enough. And then with my bench scraper, I'll just start cutting little pieces, little dumplings. And when that water's boiling, I'll just throw it in. I don't know how that, I think with the fork you could get those cute little lines and stuff, but that's it for now. So it's a great thing to do with leftover potatoes, russet or sweet potatoes. Isn't that cool? Imagine purple potatoes, you'll have purple gnocchi. Isn't that cool? There's another carrot. Probably should have left the vegetables in there. Add a little, you know, je ne sais quoi. So I'm gonna continue rolling these and cutting them, and then you'll see when they're done. Okay, I didn't finish all the dough, but I wanted to cook them in batches because I think I made a lot more than I expected. So I'm going to start throwing them in. I don't want them to stick together. So it says to boil them until they start floating. Our water is hot. Ooh. Ah, you get the idea. Here's a better view of what they look like. I'm throwing them in. I have a tray on standby. They say it says to put it on paper towels, but I'm assuming that would, you know, stick and stuff. And then you fry them up in a skillet, almost like a pierogi. I don't think I've ever had gnocchi like that. I've always just had it with sauce, you know, kind of like pasta, because that's what it is. But because these are sweet potato, I think I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to skillet it up with some butter. I hit the camera. So add some butter to add some extra flavor to it. So I'm going to let these rise. And then I'll roll out the rest of them. Here's a close-up of the dough. So the dough is soft to the touch, but it is still a little sticky, which when you kind of roll it in the dusting flour, it's not sticky enough for you to roll it out and cut it. But to the touch, it's not really sticky. So that's what it looks like. So they're floating. So let's take them out. Just gonna put them on the tray. Let the water evaporate a little bit from the heat. And look at that. I got gnocchi. So they're cooked. I actually tried one and it does have a gnocchi consistency. So instead of butter, I am going to use ghee in my skillet. You still get the butter flavor. And it has a high smoke point, so it won't brown and burn quickly because the dairy has been removed from it. I'll put some more in there off camera. So that's hot. Oh yeah, that's real hot. Let me lower that just a little bit. Get a nice little browning on it. And then, when it's done, we're going to put some Parmesan cheese on it. Wow, these firmed up. Yeah, gnocchi has that gummy consistency. But these firmed up pretty well. There. So those are getting a nice golden color. I'll take them out. Have the next batch. And then I'm going to top these with Parmesan. Well, Pecorino Romano. So let's try this. I put some parm. Want that one? Oh, it's hot. It's good. So that's the last of them. And now I have my shishito peppers, trying to blister with some ghee. I usually put avocado oil, but since the ghee was out, I'm doing the ghee. Ooh. Those things are angry. Ooh, ooh. Those are nice and blistered. Some got a little, oops, sorry. Some got a little more cooked than others. This one, and ooh, this one in particular, they're very dangerous too. Oh, you know what? I'll put that in there. And I got some tamari. And there's dinner. Look at that. Sweet potato gnocchi with Parmesan cheese, some shishito peppers, some extra parm, and a rotisserie chicken from Costco. And that's dinner tonight. There's dinner. I took a thigh and a wing, shishitos, and sweet potato gnocchi. They do like it. The family is enjoying it. So that's gonna be in our future again. There is a leftover rotisserie chicken that I pulled off the bone, and gonna store it in the refrigerator. You can use it in salads. You can make chicken salad sandwich with it, or throw it in pasta with some sauce and a vegetable. Call it a meal. And then I saved the bone, and I'm gonna stick this in the freezer so I can make my own chicken stock. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.